Yes, I'm back. I'm back here, at least for the Abbacado show, and I'm here with all the Cados here after almost 3 weeks of being gone, being caretaker of a family member, and went smoothly. Started off rough, went smoothly. She's A-okay. She's back to her place. She's able to manage herself. Now I'm recovering from a couple of stupid old man shits, and I'm about to go in and do my own surgery in about a couple of weeks. So before I completely fall apart, I have quite a few days that I have ahead of me before surgery that I can be here and hang out with you guys here at the Abbacado show. This is where all us music nerds are hanging out. And my usual Cados are in the house. They're all saying hi to everybody. And we have a pretty full list today. There's no two ways about it, but I am excited to be back. And thank you so much. If you're catching this on YouTube, obviously it's already happened. But the link for Twitch, if you want to join us live, is going to be down below on that YouTube description. Also, as some of you did ask, how did I do that dono thing for the food bank? If, in fact, once again, your first time here, through the Twitch dono boost of your music is where that money comes from for the donations for the food bank and other things I'm going to be doing in the future as well. So anyhow, it's great to see everybody, and I can't wait just to get rolling on this. So we're going to do that. We're going to get rolling on this right now. I'm not going to do any cheesy wheel. I'm going to do some, but probably not till a little later because I want to kind of work through this first. And we have one of our super talented DJs, Ginger, made quite a lengthy donation and very considerate. Thank you so much for your boost. And we're going to do his is going to be one on the second round, coming in with his as well. So Ginger definitely is going to get his song done, or his request done. I just want to hit some of the other ones that are a little aged first. So anyhow, that's it. Are you guys ready? We're doing this. We're going to start right now. Actually, we're starting with J2 Juiced. And this is a 40,000K redemption that has been sitting around since that last session I had. So let's get it. Let's do this. What he wants us to listen to is a track. Are you here? Where is, let me see. Hey, 1AM's in the house. How you doing? Pizza boy. Let me see. J2. Oh, Juiced, are you here by chance? Because we're doing your track now. This is a 40,000K redeem. The song that they want us to listen to, well, I don't know why I just made it plural. That is a, what do you call it now that whole thing happened? You call Mr. or Mrs. or plurals and stuff like that. I forgot what that was called. You know, there's a word for it. Anyhow, I don't know why I said they. I don't know. I haven't been talking for a long time. I'm forgetting my chops. O2 Juice wants us to be listening to I guess this is pronouns. That's their pronoun. I guess this is a movie and a song of the movie. I guess you guys help me out. Pacific Rim. Do you guys know what this is? Is it maybe a theme song from the movie Pacific Rim? So let's check this out. I don't know if this is a game or anything. Would you guys let me know while we're listening to it? Here we go. This is Pacific Rim coming into us from J2 Juiced. 40,000 points here on the channel redemption. Let's go. Rotten Soundgarden, I was going to go there, but you beat me to it. Here we go. Starting off kind of low, or is it me? So this is kind of like an anthemic march track, yeah? dare I say, fairly straightforward. I want to say that safely. You know, the percussive approach of the constant pounding. I would like to call this a power chord style way of composing with not a lot of, you know, intense arrangements going behind it, but the definitive essence of it is charge, chunk, and go. I tell you what, memorable da 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 da. Well, it didn't do it there, but I don't know if that's the leitmotif, but. Guys, is it me, or is the high end on this mix just a little sloped off? Feels like the second turnaround of that, you know, ballsy call to action. So the whole track was like a power source, power chord composition, I would call it. There were some, you know, really nice callbacks on some of the main little bit of melody that was coming in. I think, was it Lee? I forgot her early on when this started. It was said that this is kind of a call to action and kind of gathering of, I guess maybe the characters of sorts, but. The one thing that I just was like going, oh my God, is it happening to me? Am I losing my high end? It didn't. I didn't get an edge of crispiness on the top. So if they did that on purpose, and kind of you know, high passed off, let's say 10,000 all the way to 16, high passed, you know, sloped it off. It might have something to do with the mix into the game itself. You know, whatever's happening in the game at the time, or in the movie, I'm sorry, it's a movie, I didn't know why I said it was a game. Could have been a lot of high-end sound design, explosive things or stuff like that happening. But without a doubt, this track was, for me, how do I say this? I'm trying to choose my words kindly. Is that right there says it all. You know, I mean, there was a part of me that was gonna say, yeah, it's all right. Yeah, it was nice and all that. I was expecting something a little more banging, I think. I don't know why. But definitely that call to action and that, you know, run, you know, kind of straightforward, not a lot of big changes going in there, but the action in front of it had to have been a lot of that marchy call to action stuff. Yeah, it's simple. Very simple, but very poignant. Does the job. You know, 80% of the music you ever hear on film is not, you know, bombastically, you know, symphonic and stuff. You know, even the ones that are. I mean, to tell you the truth now, you know, I've heard so many tracks that are, you know, so over the top, wonderfully beautiful, but they become parochial after a while because you hear the same techniques being used over and over and over and over and over again until you find something that you go, oh, that's different. Oh, that's that. But in general, the formula kind of stays the same though. Anyhow, O2 Juiced. Yeah, you know, that's pretty much it, Makuzia. The expectation of a little more dynamic, perhaps, but nonetheless, very memorable for a lot of people here who are chiming in on it, you know, so I'll tell you what, it does have you know what I'm saying? It's like if I can remember it after talking for the last 3 minutes, then at least it got the point across. I just don't know if that's part of the main theme. You guys can tell me that. All right, let's continue and move it on. Next up is Lisa Woof. Lisa, how are you? I hope you're doing well. So let's see. Lisa wants us to check out a band called Aesop Rock. And the message is, for me only, hang on, with the argument. And IT directors back in the day. Oh, how cool. Okay. The message for the gang is Aesop Rock just dropped a new album that I wanted to share at least one track from. Lyrics are in the description of the video. I think you'll be sure to want to catch some of them. Don't say I never do anything for y'all. All right, so this is Lisa wanting us to check out the song Oh My Stars from Aesop Rock. You guys ready? Let's do this. All right. That finger.
Slow motion, gotta look in a field. At best, show civilians roll over the hood when I peel. I'm the neighborhood butcher, put a hook in the veal. Slaughter every claw and hoof in the field. Pawn a rook on the board. Frog and feather, anonymous, spawner elder. I'm long gone, call you bull of terror. The salt and pepper stepper. And chinos and a long john waffle. I'm dressed for the Dickens, but it's all Franz Kafka. Nest with the Griffins, adventure with vigilantes. Where I win is home again with no disembodied phalanges. The one-man vanguard, clamber up your ramparts. You'd understand it if you ever left the ant farm. You'd understand it if you ever left the van park somewhere in Venture.
Ever left the ant farm?
Outlander at the never-ending sidewalk, snapping twigs, adding pigs to the flight log. Can't not trespass, hold in a fence, cut a second if it's red flag. Red badge of courage, unfettered amps of current, unfriendly energy, anything less is amateurish. Look, this aperture is on its way to eat a ray of light. Don't be the raider of who ain't respect the radii. Don't be obnoxious.
God, that is such an old school sounding bass line too, or bass tone.
When I don't know where to go, I find myself a bench and share, I don't know where to crow. Then I just know. Know me? When I don't know how to act, I climb into my car and then I drive it off the map. Then I drive right back. I don't really patiently wait around nor take a mulligan. I play it from the gator's mouth. Major malfunction is the nature of the paper route. It's falling on your fucking face and getting up to take a bow. Then falling on your face again. Take a bow. Not a sour grape in sight. I'm grateful for the sacred ground. I've been on hyena time.
I love that.
No middleman or diplomat to tit for tat. Bad company, up jumps the mummy. I'm up late plucking an ugly duckling for the puffy. All puffed up and covered in crumb cake. I'm from where the footwear is one with the duct tape. And you can feel the walls on a squeeze trying to sober the speed. There's no smoke screen going that can slow as Kareem. Perpetual motion machine. Now don't let's go. I've been ghost. Been which way the wind blows. Bring ninja clothes. Bring a megaphone, a headdress. Homemade blast suit. Gore-Tex in excess. Bring a meal shake. Bring a pry bar. Couple mixtapes. Oh my stars. I should go ahead and clothesline a whole lot of you. Wind up you all the weightlessness. You wake up to Andromeda. Squad entertaining the 5 stages of Ajita. You probably should have missed them with the la-di-da.
Very intelligent lyrics. Or rhymes, I don't know. Lyrics is not a word you use in this type type of work.
And I just know. Know what I mean? When I don't know how to act, I climb into my car and then I drive it off the map. Then
Wow, I like that line.
Back.
I climb into my car and I drive it off the map. Man, one of the things that got me before he even came on with the performance is I was kind of looking at the artwork and I thought it was kind of cool that it was set up with the cassette tape and the computer and the whole thing. And then I started listening to the music. I said, I wonder if there was some kind of hidden messaging there by looking at the artwork and the tones that they chose for that. Like that was a really old school bass sound. Like I'm talking like early 80s style, at least to me, from my vague memory. But now that I'm drinking that dementia tea, I feel better. Sorry, that's not funny. It's funny, not funny. You know if you know. But I loved a lot of his lyrics. Like he came out of left field and was, talking about stuff. And then when he pulled in the mulligan, I got to take a mulligan to do something up again. I was like going, okay, he plays golf. He knows what a mulligan is. I'm just saying there was a lot of pulling in of references from my understanding, a lot of different walks of life on this. He did have kind of a, he did have some kind of a sizzly approach to the tone of his voice. If maybe in the mixing they decided to edge it up just a little bit. Not the tone coming out of here. I'm just talking more about the EQ was a little more shiny, if you would. But another thing I liked about the performance is there's a couple times where it's there was a little emphasis on a melody with that as well. I think that's big and stand out with a lot of things when it comes to my minimal knowledge of rap, and when I listen to it just with my ears. The standout things is when I hear the rap artists do things that are melodic that may not have a forever impact, but it's a step away from the monotone aspect of a pitch of a rapper. And when I say mono, I know mono means one, and it's a singular tone, but when you're sticking within opposed to then the poetry kind of weaves itself in with a little bit more of a melody in there. Something like that. Something like that, I say. But I love the track, though. I thought it was good. I was just kind of doping in it and stuff. So thank you, Lisa. So good to have you hanging out here like usual. I would love seeing your little heart emote then when it pops up there. Makuzia! How are you, Makuzia? I hope you're doing well. It's good to have you back. Good to have everybody back, really. It's good to have me back. I don't even, I feel like I'm a little out of place sitting here having this conversation because it's been so long. Because the other thing is, too, is while I was taking care of, the family member there with the surgery, there was a lot of times where she was laying, in the lounge chair back there, and I wasn't out here doing things. I did a lot of, I cubbied off out on the deck, or I went out, into my bedroom and was doing things and whatever. And then most of the time, if I was sitting here, I'd have my headsets on, I'd be able to write music, but I wouldn't be able to do this. That's why I never came in, so I'm feeling a little out of sorts. So, yeah, that's my story. Anyhow, Makuzia, thank you for coming by and hanging out. Thank you. That was a very kind donation. And let's see what Makuzia wants us to check out. Let's see. Here we go. Okay, pronounce Kolana or Kulana. So I thought it was 9 Lana, but apparently it's Kulana. Is an anonymous Japanese singer who has been making covers since 2020 and made her original song debut in late 2023. This song is a cover of a Vocaloid song, but produced in collaboration with the original producer. Oh, that's cool. Well, that's going to be interesting. All right, then, coming in from Makuzia, this is the artist Kulana, and the name of the track is Propose. Let's go.
例えば君が明日死ぬなら僕は今から笑って飛び込めるだろう二人以外の時間を思うと
adjacent from Otto, yeah? Wow, very adjacent Otto. God, that over distortion on the guitar is insane. God, there's like a complete saturation over everything but the drums. Crazy. Yeah, that is a cooking bass. You know, even in the background of the mix, you can still hear a little bit of the toy piano solo. Great engineering. Some great rock elements here. You know, more sitting a little heavier on the Western influence. Pop rock changes. Cool. Pretty intense background vocals if you're listening close enough. Okay, well, that last bit reminded me of like you know, Death Doom carousel, kind of like, you know, the last spin before, you know, something blows up or anything. The first thing about this that I want to kind of briefly talk about, as Makuzia pointed out as well, is this kind of Otto adjacent kind of sound to the voice. It's really, actually, when I say that, yes, the tone is actually different. It's the approaches to the dynamics and going in and out of, you know, the different tone qualities of the voice. I think without a doubt, I don't know who the singer is or whatever, there's got to be an influence from Otto in that, but she has her own voice. Voice sounds suspiciously kind of thin. And when I say that, I'm definitely not saying that maybe in its tone quality something was changed. That's not the singer's, you know, voice. It could have been affected. But, you know, that's the other thing too, is that a lot of the vocals that are performed in this style of music from Japan is maybe anime pop, would you call it? I don't even know how to define it. There is that thing, there's that specialized tone that these singers produce that is that very high-end, thin-sounding tone, really kind of registers in a certain range and frequency. But then again, also, it was somewhere, yeah, kind of, I don't know if J-pop, yeah, J-pop kinda, but it was, you know, when you set it up, Makuzia, you said it was kind of a Vocaloid you know, a cover of a Vocaloid, so maybe there was also an intention to keep the voice to be pseudo-mechanic sounding. Once again, I'm not saying that there was any kind of autocorrect, get it? Is that what they call it? Auto? Well, anyhow. So, but it was very, the pitchiness of the voice, maybe that was in production in decision to say, well, if we're doing kind of a cover of a song that's Vocaloid, you know, maybe keep the tone of it together. Also, the other thing that I want to say about it was such a fried track. You know, even you probably saw my faces at first. I'm trying to figure out, what is that? You know, was it distorted guitar? Did they, you know, oversaturate on purpose within the mix? Everything but the drums to keep it fried in certain sections, because obviously her voice wasn't affected by that. But it was a very unique mix. But I will say one thing. The more I listen to this style of music, the more that there's a little bit of a predictability in how the chord changes are going to go, and to also expect a modulation of sorts as part of the formula. When I say that, I'm not saying I'm predicting it because it's anything less than, you know, an incredible track. I'm just saying the formula of that kind of writing. I'm like, okay, yeah, I see where we're going to go with this. Where 2 years ago I would have been like, now I find myself to be a little more, yes, I recognize this young Padawan kind of thing. So, let me see. Singers who start with Vocaloid covers learn very differently because, yes, okay, so that's where that, okay. So that makes sense, Makuzia. Because I'm just kind of winging it and like, could it be, you know, something? But yeah, you chiming in with that definitely makes sense. So anyhow, thank you so much for that. That was a great listen to. And she does have a smoking. One thing I will say I loved about her performance, there was some of the drop-offs that kind of wove into a microtonal area that I thought was super badass. You know, I said, oh, I'm digging that. Gives us a little bit. And then there was, like I said earlier, in the track, there was about 8 bars that got very straight Western pop, rock contemporary chord changes. Where I said, ooh, okay, that's a shift in there. Anyhow, Makuzia, thank you so much. It's good to hear from you as well. I hope everything's doing well. All right, what's next? SB is up. SB, do you be here, SB? I be here, SB. We be here together. All right. B, how you feeling? You got a headache? You a little hungover there, young lady? Tell us a little bit about your late night fiasco. You gave us a warm night. You gave us a bit of a warning that you might be a little hungover. I hope you're okay. Maybe this song will get you over it. So, there we go. Good morning, Jeepster. Aloha. And, of course, Cado Nation. Happy Oz Music Month. I mean, technically every month for me is, but November is officially Australian Music Month, and there's an Oz Music T-shirt day on the 27th of November. It's a great initiative. If you can rep your favorite Aussie artist, and there's a fundraiser bit in the background that sells special merch. When the funds are raised, will go to Aussie. Let's see. Wait, order to Aussie Music to put itself out there, but also the back end stuff, roadies, etc., to be able to pay the frickin' bills. How do you like that? The bands need to do a fundraiser to pay the bills. The world has just changed obnoxiously too much. It's just not right. But you know me, though. I'm out there supporting the local scene in the only way I know how to. Going to the gigs, one a fortnight this year, and buying merch, not to mention requesting it here. Thanks for listening to that stuff. Okay, this one, I'm sorry, I'm chewing while I'm doing this. This one is a new release by a band I saw recently. Have seen them a number of times this year. In fact, met them for the first time several years ago now, and they now where they were a support. When they finally go international, they're going to blow your freaking mind. So are you saying they're going to go international? Are you predicting that this band is going to crush it? So today's In Your Face Metal is the new track from Future Static. And yes, I will be sending them your review, Jeebs. Okay. Wow, put me on the spot, SB. Thank you. Honestly, this band just gets better and better, and I love this for them. Enjoy, and I hope there's some chair moshing occurring elsewhere than just my place. That would be fun one day to kind of figure out how to do that. Like, maybe do like, I don't know, maybe you guys who are OBS specialists, like if I could like do a Zoom and a Zoom in here as well of other people, maybe not have audio connection, but see the visuals, you see them moshing out and stuff. Of course, they'd have to be handpicked because I always, got to be sure that, whatever. But anyhow, let's do this. This is a request from SB raving about this band from Australia. November, a very special month for Aussie music and supporting the Aussie scene. But she swears that this particular band called Future Static is going to make international people's elbow. They're going to crush it coming up soon. The name of the song here is There's Nowhere Else to Go by Future Static, brought to us by SB. Let's go. All right. Little Fiji. Got a little jump scare. Ooh, listen to that bass. I like that change there. Yep. Give me that major third, caught me off guard. Great build into that hook. Ah, there she is. A lot going on there, man. A lot to unpack. Yeah, this is the accessible part in the Broadway. Talk about it when we're done. The hook here. Big synthy ambient work in the background too, carrying a heavy lift. Messing around with the Bacardi. A Bacardi and Coke. And I guess this is where the power break is. Not the power breaks like you're stopping, but we call the breakdown, right? something in there. All right, let's unpack this one here. The brutality of the mix. So I want to start the other way around. Usually I talk about the mix at the end. Well, like I said before, the engineer is part of the band. And then you find that a lot of times the engineer sometimes is literally part of the band, also one of the musicians. A lot of heaviness in the sense of the engineering aspect. I mean, they opened it up with the lo-fi power, approach to engineering just to slowly bring you in. You know you're coming into something, you could feel it, you can sense it. Overemphasize it by going ahead and making it kind of mono and clammed up and kind of, lo-fied, if you would, and then it blows up. Second thing I want to talk about is the composing, the arrangement of the riff. Real complex. And there's a part of me where I look at it in my head when I'm listening to they're the intervallic patterns that can cross 2 to 3, even sometimes 4 octaves, depending if it's, if you're open tuning, if you're low string, it's let's say an A, drop A, and you're doing like 0, guitar players and those who know this, you're hitting 0, so you're going 0, 6, 14, you know what I'm saying? I know that's probably sounded so fucking lame, but you know what I'm talking about. Those really wide intervallic riff arrangements and stuff have become something that is not surprising. This is why I say this. What I mean is that there's a level of musicianship that you get to, that you push those levels. You're going to go ahead and spread that out there and take these riffs and really get them to work. And the trick is not to overdo it. That's the scary thing. Now, they've already know what they are capable of doing as musicians. How do you not overdo that and still keep it, sustainable in the arrangement? In the meantime, the drummer is accenting, if not lifting that to another level. A lot of what's happening there, the taps, the pull-offs, the intervallic, riff is every note's almost landing on some kind of a percussive note from the drummer. It could be a kick, it could be a snare, it could be a tom fill or something like that. And very few times does that one of those notes hang out on their own without being emphasized by, let's say, a percussion part of what the drummer's playing. Of course, the bass work on that as well, gives it that visceral support, from the bottom end of it and stuff. Unfortunately, I didn't spend enough time listening to the bass work on that, but it was bone crushing, but I just was really focused. The other thing was her vocals. And once again, this is the time that we're in. This is the stage of what this genre of metal has evolved to. I watched a lot of what people were saying here, and some people were saying it sounds, rubber stamped. Some people were saying, it was really, and what I mean by rubber stamped, that it all begins to sound the same and everything like that. That there are elements of other bands that have already made a successful run on particular genres, but this has opened up Pandora's box to expand a lot of people's artistry. Her voice, in so many different ways, had so many different textures. Some of it was tricked out with engineering. The A-B between beautiful, clean, powerful, Ginsu knife cutting style singing, and then all of a sudden flipping it around. I think there were a few measures in there where she really went down darker and deeper, and really, that too is becoming something that is such a staple, if you would, in this type of production. Musicianship-wise, they were all phenomenal. The tone of what I was hearing was great. I can't imagine this mix getting any cleaner, and the levels of or where the musicians were placed in their mix. It's still always a wonder for me how the guitar players manage those tones. I mean, that's magic in of itself. It was a great track. I really dug it, SB, and I think you have something there when you say that you see them making that kind of impact on an international level. So, yeah, nice call. Thank you so much. I thought it was a badass track. There's no two ways about that. Yes, sir. That's what I'm talking about. Yeah, and like you said, SB, I'm only hearing one cut. You're a big fan of hers, so I'm sure there's other tracks too that we really can get, a little bit of dose of that. I'm sure you're going to bring some more of that through the chat as well. But hey, thanks for coming by. I know you're working through your hangover, so I appreciate it. I'm kidding. I don't know. Why did I think you shot one over the bow saying, I'm coming in on Saturday, but I might be hungover. I'm thinking, like, good, that's my girl telling us how she's going to come in. Gosh darn it. All righty. Shock-a-doobies. Oh, she doesn't get hangovers. I don't know if that's a good sign. Oh, where's my vape, by the way? I mean, Vapo Rub. That's what I meant. My Vicks. I was wondering if okay, anyhow. Did you say that's the same thing time I did chili? That's hilarious. All right, next up. Let me see something here. Next up, I want to hit Judgment Kazi. Hanging out there. I think we got some live music coming here by the Kaz. The CBD Vapo Rub. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Shaka-ha-ha. Let me see. So, Kazi Mazzy wants us to listen to some music. Hey, Jeep. So last night I got to see an absolute wicked set live at the Union Stage. A double header with psychedelic porn crumpets. I had to read that twice as I was saying. I was going, where the hell is he going with that word? Got it. As the main event. Now you've been sent them more times than I can count, and while they are incredible live, I feel like the Kados already know how good they are. So, instead of sending you some more porn of their stuff, I mean, crumpets, it's just all wrong, everything I just said. And now I'm going to get canceled. The AI bots are going to cancel me on Twitch and disable my stream because I said that. Sending you some stuff other than the stuff that they normally do. I figure I'd highlight their opening act, which blew away my expectations. The band, Grocery Bag, is a punk rock band out of Texas, Austin, Texas, which I can best describe as punk rock version of the band Jefferson Airplane. What? Okay, gotcha. They were absolutely electric and set the bar high that night. And so figured you send the track, and here we go, guys. So, guys, this is from Judgment Kazi. And then the name of the track is... Hang on for a second. Oh, there it is. Is Last Draw by the band Grocery Bag. Brought to us here, the Abbacado Show by Judgment Kazi. You guys ready? Let's go. I'm excited to hear about this. Let's see if his description matches the... Oh yeah, this is great. Okay. I like that little one measure chord twist. In the recording, what a great tone for the bass, yeah? Kaz, did you say this was an opening band?
Place, yeah. I am
right there, little Mashi. That was badass. That was great. I loved it. And that actually, they looked like they were fairly young, didn't they? Those four. I mean, like maybe in their early 20s, late teens, early 20s or something. And I think that they nailed the authenticity through and through. What do you guys think? I think they nailed it. There's no two ways about it. There's not Blondie. It was just, they're listening to her tone and her voice. I can't remember who that was. Who else? Who to remind me of in the 80s in the punk scene? But God, I'm trying to remember. Who else would there have been in the 80s that would have had that kind of tone in her voice? Because I can't recall. Because I can't recall. The one thing I did kind of point out that I really super dug, somewhere along that they did a one measure. Or not a measure, actually, just probably a one full quarter note beat change. Something that came in, they snuck in, they stayed within the meter, but in the bar itself, they snuck in an extra, or they dropped in its kind of a pseudo syncopated little switch over there that I thought was really cool. But I dug the track for sure, Kaz. And I will tell you this, the reason why I asked if this was an opening band is because this is the kind of band that you definitely want to open for your bands because it'll pump you right up. That's the way I felt about it. I don't know if that was your Joan Jett, thank you. That's who it was, Creep. Oh, that's who I was going, yeah, who does that, what's that vibe? What am I getting right there? Yes, that's what I'm talking about. All right, next up, Oranai. Are you here, Oranai? Oranai. Aren't you here, Oranai? Anyhow, if you are, my goodness, it's been a while since I've seen you here. I know life gets on. You know, I'm a one-trick pony. Hey, there you are, Oranai. Did you guys hear that? On my 5-year anniversary of the Decomposer Lounge, when I was just saying, hey, today is my actual 5-year anniversary where I did sober, and well, here I am. But I admitted, I said, you know, I'm nothing fancy, man. I'm a one-trick pony. I listen to music, I enjoy it and laugh with you guys. I don't try to do any side stuff. So I figure if I'm a one-trick pony long enough, the way trends cycle, in another 10 years, listening to an old fart, listening to music, it'll be trendy again. I don't know. Let's go sit down and listen to an old fart, listen to music, and let's listen to it together. So, but anyhow, so let's go. Yeah, I know, Ora and I, we were missing you. So Ora and I would like us to listen to, don't have a description here, but Ora and I, why don't you tell me about this in the chat while I introduce it to the Kados. You guys ever heard of a band called 21 Pilots? I recognize the name, but I don't know if it's a band name or if I thought it was a track name. Anyhow, Ora and I wants us to listen to the band 29 Palms. What the fuck? 21 Pilots, and the name of the track is The Contact. Let's go. Oh, drop.
Hello, Clancy.
I check the doors, check the windows, and pull the blinds. I check the clock, wondering what he'll pull this time. I have a feeling that necromancer's outside, and I'm just trying to stay quiet. I don't sleep much, that's crazy. How'd you know that? I keep myself up, that's maybe how you know that. Ooh, promises and contracts.
Some super great production engineering going on here.
Crazy, how'd you know that? I keep myself up, that's maybe how you know that.
The glitchiness is fantastic in the engineering and the techniques.
Wake up and I found out, did it change up? Wait, did it change up? Is it light out yet? Did it find out where? Better walk around the edge of the room in the bed where I have my face around.
Classic drum pattern.
I check the doors, check the windows, and pull the blind. I check the clock, wondering what hip hop this time. I have a feeling that necromancer's outside, and I'm just trying to stay quiet. I don't sleep much, that's crazy. How'd you know that? I keep myself up, that's maybe how you know that. Ooh, promises and contracts. I used to keep. I don't sleep much, that's crazy. How'd you know that? I keep myself up, that's maybe how you know that. Ooh, I used to
Like that little arpeggiation back there. This is great. This section is super heady, ethereal. I really loved it. The song on the emphasis is on the piano, arrangement-wise.
I have a feeling that necromancer's outside, and I'm just trying to stay quiet.
God, this drum pattern goes all the way back to like the early 70s.
That's crazy. How'd you know that? I'll keep myself up. That's maybe how you know that. Ooh, promises and contracts. I used to keep. I don't sleep much. That's crazy. How'd you know that? I'll keep myself up. That's maybe how you know that. Ooh, my hallucination. I used to see.
I like that polyphonic synth lead. Great selection of the bass tone. That's sustained.
A contract. I promised you a contract.
Oh, I'm super digging this section. I don't know what that was all about. So here's the deal. First and foremost, I really enjoy, obviously we do all different kinds of music here. And I love when producers are taking these chances or these opportunities to, when was this released? But just about 5 months ago. So then obviously this is going to be, very forward sounding production, engineering, technique. I forgot who said it earlier in the chat. This is one of the times that if you do use something that is kind of the auto-tune effect, it is an effect already for a singer that has a great voice. It's used as something that adds a percussive value to it, adds a glitchiness to it when you want to add these flares to it. Obviously, just based on the video in of itself, I can get a better shot of him there or something there. I don't know. Let me just move that over here. I'll just go here. There we go. Obviously, when he first started to sing, he has that very high, nice, super tenor vibe in his tone. Kind of not super powerful, aggressive, coming from like a chest thing, but he's coming from around here. But he does have that kind of, I don't say this as a dig, kind of this whiny slide off sometimes in some of his notes. And because I'd never heard of the band before, I didn't know what it was. I was kind of looking at maybe this was going to be like a metalcore kind of thing. Not hearing any of it, when he jumped into that next section, which I think was the pre-chorus, is where that kind of auto-tune vibe kind of came in. And then we jump into the main chorus. That's what it felt like. I was just kind of reaching a little bit for, okay, where's the hook here? Because there's sometimes a lot of this glitchy engineering can be a little bit of a distraction, but I'm old, so I'm going to listen to things, completely different. I so appreciate the choices that they used for the synths to handle a lot of the parts. When I was talking about that drum pattern, all the drummers in the world, every drummer in the world knows where that comes from. And that comes from an early 70s kind of vibe where, Zappa and other You know, you're starting to get a little more pushy with a rock kind of vibe without pushing it, you know, pre-Bonham kind of sound. But that's why I was like, oh, that's killer. I said the drummer's using, you know, a classic pattern there. But once again, there was a lot of torching going on in the engineering with like oversaturations and things back and forth. And another thing that I super dug, the bass, when you're choosing basses, I've done this before. I did kind of a, I don't know what you call it, kind of a glitchy EDM, cyberpunky kind of a thing. And the bass that I decided to use is a bass that didn't have a release. So when you hold it down, boom, the velocity would stay, the velocity carries all the way through. It doesn't slide off, it doesn't glide off, it doesn't release. And I love the tone, whoever was doing the producing here, I love the tone or the patch that he built, he or she may have built and used. I don't know, that's why I'd say it that way. Anyway, love the track. I fully dug the track. I was fully into it. But it did take me into a place like I got, maybe I was starting to over listen a little bit because there's so much stuff happening there. And because I love all kinds of music, I'm really interested in like going, how do you do that? So thank you for that. I'm just saying, thank you so much. It's good to have you here. Yes, the Amon break, the Amon break is what we had going on there. Anyhow, thank you so much for bringing that track in here, and I appreciate it. It's good to see you again, man. So, all right, let's keep it going. Next, we have, stand by. I have Frozen Coca-Cola is the next one, our next Cado here. I don't know if we've done anything from Frozen Coca-Cola. You guys remember the username Frozen Coca-Cola coming by? This was dropped in a long time ago. This is like October 25th. That goes to show you how far some of these things. That was apparently the last time that I did anything, wasn't it? October 25th. Anyhow, so Frozen Coca-Cola would like us to listen to, let me see, a song called, okay, I'm going to get this wrong because I don't speak French. It is, I didn't say cheese. No, I meant because the name of the band is Geese. I'm sorry, Geese? DR, help me with this, or any of my friends that have French, but it's called Au Pays du Cocaine. Au Pays du Cocaine. And the name of the band is Geese. So let's go. Here we go. Help me with the phonetics, guys, in the chat. Here we go. Oh, that's a unique picture.
Stay with me, baby. You can stay with me and nobody would care. You can stay with me. I
don't know why, but I'm really digging this.
Just pretend I'm not there, like a sailor in a big green boat.
A little bit of a Radiohead vibe, right? Do you hear it in the tone as well? Oh, I love that in his voice there. That was great. Trippy artwork, though. It's like Jesus with a revolver. I don't know why, but... Or Geese with a revolver. Geese is Christ. No, I'm sorry.
You can change, 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 you can change. Baby, you can change and still choose me. Like a sailor in a big green boat. Like a sailor
This is like a heartfelt vibe for me. I don't know why. Little jam band feeling right here, right, guys? Yeah, you know, Chili Cheese, I'm so down with you on that. You know, there's just something about, especially, you know, the last few tracks we've listened to have had a real big emphasis on production and the EDM vibe, or, you know, this combo hybrid style and stuff. So to hear, like, it almost sounds like the guy just pressed one record button, and when, especially towards the end, when they're in tempo, but they're all playing kind of like, you know, everyone's getting excited to get just a little louder, just to play a part a little bit more. I did get the Radiohead vibe from his production, his vocal, you know, production, and how he sang. Different tone, obviously, than Mr. Radiohead. I forgot what's the lead singer's name. Thomas York. Oh, forget it. Just let me be old, guys. Just let me suffer. But it was such a great shift for me to listen to this track after the last two tracks that were very heavily, you know, produced and stuff like that. And also he had great. This is the thing, is when people sing like this and there's bands that perform in this, you actually hear some of the most incredible nuances in these musicians and the vocalists and stuff that you typically might just kind of glaze over, you know. And to me, this is why I love something like, you know, what I just heard. I thought it was great. Gosh, I thought it was fantastic is what I'm saying. Really quick, I want to welcome, let me see here. Let me see who just came in here. Savage from Space. From Dublin, how are you? Thank you for coming in and dropping by. Thank you for the sub. And welcome to the official team of Cados, we call them here, is what I'm saying. So, yeah. Yeah, Chili Cheese, could have said it better. That's a good one as well, too. Thomas the Tank Engine, Jesus. All right, guys, here we go. Let's continue on the mission here. Next up is going to be JMax728. JMax728, how are you? I saw you here earlier. Did you bail already? Wonder what's in here. I did a custom presentation for a Rotary Club. For those of you that are in the Americas, you know he's still here. I'm still here. Good. I got your song coming up. Anyhow, before we do your song, I was doing a custom presentation, community outreach for fundraising between two nonprofits. And they brought me this food thing. So I'm just taking a quick look at it because I'm hungry. I haven't had my lunch yet. I don't know what these are. These are like those dipping cookies. What's it called? Wafe-O-Roll. So these are wafers. You know, every time I look at these, I figure it was the people who made the sugar cones had leftover and said, screw it. Let's just roll them up into little things and then we'll put a different label on it and we'll call it How Do You Do? And we'll just mark it up because it's called How Do You Do? Hey, you want some How Do You Do? You get some How Do You Do. Okay, let's see what this is. Stand by. Sorry, guys. Breaking my show. Frango mint chocolates. You guys ever heard of Frangos? I thought it was going to be mangoes. I'm mangoed up to here with my dried milk, but this is Frangos, so I don't know. Thought I'd bring you in on the opening of my little gift here. ASMR, 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 ASMR. That's a really good question, Cheese. It's really kind of funny because the way you presented it, it actually could sound like it's the beginning of a joke. But actually, the difference between the clubs is they're still all community-based nonprofit volunteerism, and they're like center points. They're clubs and organizations that will have focuses. They themselves will initiate fundraisers for different whatever it is that their mission is about. And then, you know, they'll come together and do fundraising or co-op volunteerism. So, yeah. I know, right, Skippy? All All right, guys, let's continue on. So I went way off the course there. This song here is for one of our usual suspects, JMax728. And the message is, I heard you've been getting into shoegaze. Yes, I have. As a matter of fact, that track that I wrote last month, I listened to it quite a few times now. It's not like me going, yeah, I'm listening to my stuff because I think it's badass. I just don't know what I did in that track. I was so high, but I don't know what I did in that track. And for some reason, the opening of it, I just get glazed in it. You know, I'm like, without having to you know, and I don't mean getting high on drugs. I'm talking about high on life. Same as it ever was. Same as it ever was. Whatever. So let's see. I heard you've been getting into shoegaze, so I decided to come by with some of this band called Blanket. I've heard of Blanket from the UK. This is the 8th song in their album called Ceremonia, and one of my personal favorites by them. Great band, album to take a gummy. What are you telling me? I'm going to have to put them on my playlist on Poopify and glaze out. You guys ready? We are doing a song from the band Blanket. The name of the song, oh, I like the title too, The Sea of Bliss. Let's go. It's coming. It'll be here. I feel it. It's a grower. MP3. See, I am loving this already. Something is beautiful and ambient. Listen to that heaviness of the bass tone. Yes, sir. This is so musical. God, that fry on the guitars. Can you hear what's right behind the melody on this? It's like a unison vocal, octave higher, but flooded out in the mix in the back. I love that. Yeah, Snows, you know what? When you said dreamy, oh, the fuck? Oh, sorry. I mean, darn, what was that? It had that dream pop start to it, and or vibe to it, and well, let me realign myself. First of all, I love the track. Full stop, JMC. That was just a great track. Thank you so much for bringing it. This is definitely going on my playlist. I want to dive deeper into the band. Let me start from the middle of the track. The heaviness of the guitars. That's the other thing that the shoegazers do. As I call them that, just because that's the genre. Because I can imagine them looking down at 4,500 pedals and kicking everything in to get the sounds they do. They know how to beat the shit out of the tone. You know what I'm saying? I mean, there's almost like a not discernible guitar tone there as much as what they do with it. You could tell by how it's played and the chord and the notes and the chord changes. You know it's guitar, but they're running it through, you know, an intestinal track of throughs and 9-volt batteries and charged up, you know, stomps. You know, they just know how to get that. And I love how they introduced that after they opened us up in this very kind of dreamy-esque ambient kind of production coming into it, which is the signature. I think the signature in almost any shoegaze is having some kind of dreamy ambient chord work, clean guitar work, or something that's happening. And so to me, that the other aspect of it too that makes this really magical for me is the chords. I mean, when I said they were so musical, that's something else about shoegaze that I'm finding very interesting. But I'm still researching it. I feel like I'm not even, the tip of the iceberg isn't even, I mean, I'm at the starfish of it, you know, at the very top. And that didn't come out right. That's not what I meant. I was thinking of a barnacle. And I'm just going to stop myself now because I know the chat's about to light up. Go, what the But, you know, that in understanding how shoegaze is produced, if there's any particular pattern, you know, and every time I turn around, I'm surprised by new elements and stuff. But one of the things that I'm finding really uniquely, starfish is on the bottom. Oh, shit. Yeah, I knew that's where it was going to go. I knew somebody was going to bring it there. I'm just saying. That's not what... I just so blew the vibe there, didn't I? God dang it. Like I said, going back into the chord changes of that were just so cool. You know, and there's not this kind of thing that if you're going to do this kind of music, you have to stay in minors the whole time and everything's got to be very dissonant or dark or, you know, keep you down. This really lets you flow and flex in between it all. And they'll give you that darkness by throwing in that, you know, overcharged, you know, harder, darker guitar tones, you know, and that's what I find, you know, unique. What the heck did my algorithm serve up me here on my end of thingy here? I don't know. Anyhow, yeah, that's what happens when I get gas pumped into my stomach. I haven't had the surgery yet, but I'll be floating by on day 2 and wondering how much gas they've put in me there. All right, let's just keep going because we're just keeping going. Next up in the Shimmy Shimmy Cocoa Pop, stand by for a second. I had a little freeze of my screen here. I've been having some challenges with a couple things here. Okay, Lee, you're up next, Lee. So Lee wants us to check out some music from Atomiiic with like 3 eyes. Is that how you do it? Welcome back, Jeeves. Thank you very much. Welcome back to you as well. Want to share original work? Oh, we got original work coming in, people. Guys ready? Get your fingers out for the keyboards. We got some original work coming in. We love that, right? All of us in the Kados, we love when we have people bringing in original work. You know, this is that place to share it, you know? And so I'm excited now. Now I'm excited. Here we go. Look, he's nervous. He's nervous. He just, you know. So here we go, guys. I want to share an original work of my own for the first time. This is the closing song on an EP my last band recorded before we broke up. What was really awesome about this band was that it was a 3-piece consisting of a bassist, drummer, and me on vocals. There are no keys or guitars at all, hence Roman numeral 3. I wrote the lyrics and produced the album, and for the cover image, I created and designed the concept that led the art direction. The album was recorded and engineered by Halpaz Nelson at Audio Confusion in Mesa, Arizona, with whom nationally successful bands like Okili Dokili and Playboy Man Baby and AGG, Andrew Jackson Jihad, created a lot of their albums. So please let the track play until it stops rather than pausing it early. Thank you. All right, guys, here we go. Lee here, one of Abbacado, is presenting some of his original music. Are you guys ready? Are we all doing it? Let's go. Let's go. I love this. I look forward to this. And I won't say anything through the track. I'm going to listen to it. I love the moving up and down and around with the tempo. get these little edges of like Stone Temple Pilots in the vocal. I don't know, is it me? Oh wow, what a voice. Nice note there. Fuck, really? I said so many cool things. Oh, God. Go ahead, laugh. I'll wait. It's cool. I'll wait. Just do it again. Oh, shit. So after me saying all that, it was great. No, I'm kidding. What I was talking about is I loved your voice. That one high note you hit was phenomenal. Just as a musician and your instrument, just hitting that. To me, because I don't have a broader scope of post-metal, post-rock sounding stuff, you kind of had a little bit of that Stone Temple Pilot vibe in your voice, which I really super dug. But what I was really leaning on was the power of the bass player. And I know, right, Zuko? The power of the bass player was just, the uniqueness is the fact that in the mix, I heard more of the DI. So that would be like the direct signal straight from the line bass, perhaps, if there was an amp used. I don't know. There could have been many different techniques to do this. But he was just a complete orbiter, or arbiter. The arbiter caused orbiting of whatever he was running that stuff to go into stereo imaging, because he handled the whole weight of the arrangement on his back, the bass player. You know, as far as, you know, there was the lower notes were being, you know, he was doing a lot of double stop work in there. You know, a lot of chordal work in there to keep that going. But then I didn't miss one thing. I didn't miss the guitar for 1 second. In my mind, I wasn't going, you know, because you did explain what it was, I was going, okay, this is what it is. I wonder how they're going to pull that off. What is it going to sound like? And I did not miss not hearing a guitar or any other arrangement. So your bass player did an extraordinary job keeping that together. And damn boy, your vocals. I thought that was really super shockadoobie as well. A little doubling going on every now and then, I don't know, or maybe throwing a flange or phase shifter once in a blue moon, or let it, or have a higher trigger, you know, so when the vocals got higher, maybe it sounded like it kicked in a little more. The drummer seemed like he was having fun, and I really, some of his fills that came in, well, first of all, the speeding up and slowing down thing too, that was really cool. You don't hear a lot of that. Not often, you know, and you guys kept it together through that whole transition. There were a few fills the drummer did where I was like, yeah. Like I could feel a little tension in his hands and stuff like that, which to me is just a callback to have, you know, to the young energy and the chops of playing and stuff. Anyhow, dude, congratulations. Everybody, big round of applause to Lee for not only hanging out here, also, you know, going through with SBA for a while, trying to figure out the dono thing. I remember that was happening about 6-8 weeks back, and to come over here and be brave enough to play your stuff here. So congratulations on doing that. And, you know, that's a big thing. Whether it's 1 people, 100 people, 10,000 people, well, in my case, it'll never be more than probably 50 people. But I'm stoked for you to have brought your music in here, and that's what I love to do here. I do love that very much. Congratulations, man. All right. Next up, what do we got here? Let me see. Here's one for $1 million. No, I'm kidding. I have to refresh this really quick because somewhere between me pressing my mic back on when I was talking to Bubbles, all of a sudden I was going, why is because my chat is in front of me, but when I'm talking to the camera, I'm here, the chat's down there. I'm figuring people are just hammering at me for something, or they're having their own conversation. All of a sudden I see the blinking lights. I was like, oh, bruh. The funark. But that's what I do. That's what you guys wait for. That's the bingo card. I'm telling you, I really want to do a shirt with the bingo card. I think that'd be hilarious. All right, next up, we have Rude Uncle is the name of our next individual here. A rude uncle would like us to listen to. Hey, this is the very first anime, I believe, that's coming through for today. This one is called, or the game is called, okay, I don't know if this is right, Rick Schaefer, Vampire, The Masquerade, Bloodlines. So maybe that's all many layers of titles there. And I don't have any information because Uncle Rude dropped by and just hung out and dropped in the request. And the name of this track is actually the main menu theme. Have you guys ever heard of that? Rick Schaefer, Vampire, The Masquerade, Bloodlines. And here's the one. Let's go. Sounds like some kind of detective story backing to a movie. Detectives looking at things through different things while no dialogue. I wonder if that's the same kind of vibe in the anime while this music's playing. I like this. I don't know why I'm tracking a little bit of Trent Reznor. I think that's because The sequencing is giving a lot of time to marinate. Anybody know what's going on here while this music's playing? It's just the opening menu, huh? Okay. Or main menu. Oh, it's not an anime. Okay, now it's making sense to me. Yes, I do. So if this was an opening theme for a video game, I'm only assuming that this, because it's a nice dark sedative, if I can use that, to kind of get yourself in prepped for the game. What I don't know is that during this theme opening, are you maybe choosing weapons or, figuring out, a little bit about the game, maybe reading some, some things to lead you into the game and stuff like that. So, but what's unique about this, like I said, for myself, I've composed a bazillion tracks like this. This is not to take away from the composer, just stand by. But these are the kind of tracks that the Mike Post, the composers from the whole CSI franchise, Jan Hammer, also, what's the other guy's name that does this quite often, scenically? Oh God, he did the music for all kinds. I forget it anyhow. Is to just lock in on a tone, and just play with it and add and bring darkness and different things in and out of it. We've talked about this a bazillion times, how EDM music will do that. They might write like a block of, let's say, 1 minute worth of music, and then they A, B, and pull out and reassign things to different instruments as they go through. But this was a really super good track to get you into the mood, to take you away from, distract you from everything else that's happening. You're starting into the game. You're obviously going to be focused on something, so, while you're clicking through the menu and you're trying to figure out, left-handed, right-handed stuff and all that sort of stuff. If that's playing, that'll pull you right into it. It was a nice track. I dug that. Okay, next up, Jack Zera. Jack Zera. Jack Zera. Jack Zera. How you doing? Okay, so Jack Zera. Oh, good. These guys are great. I love listening to this band. Welcome back. Thank you very much, Dudamus. Back with some more Green Day. Another from the newest album. They just released the music video a few weeks ago with a bunch of footage from the tour, and I just love it so much. Guys, the name of the song from Green Day that's being brought to us by Jack Zera is Suzie Chapstick. Suzie Chapstick. Are you guys ready? I'm just saying. Let's go. All right. Sorry.
Damn camera lens. It's never pretty. It's never nice to me.
Kind of looks like one of the characters from The Sandlot. 4-chord change up.
Not even the drugs seem to work. Living in the shadows where we lurk. Outside my window before the sun comes up to shine.
This is great. I think a little bit one of their more subdued tracks. Laid back, but I dig it.
Cold and lonely night. Do you remember the jokes we told? Rumors from a long, long time ago. Did we get over our innocence? Did we take the time to make amends? Will you dedicate a song to me? Do you want me to just go away? I just wanna be your nobody. Is there any chance that I can say? Outside my window there is nothing but a sky. It's just another vacant, cold and lonely.
How do I say this? This is a nice song by the boys from Green Day. That's just what it feels like. Oh, those fellas, they know how to write music. They know how to write good songs. Is that the guy from Hoodoo Stank?
Outside my window there is nothing but a sky. It's just another vacant, cold and lonely night. Do you remember the jokes?
Oh, that poor
we
guitar.
told? Rumors from a long, long time ago. Did we get over our innocence?
Aman, is there a...
Did we take the time
These 4-chord
to
change.
make amends?
There's a name for this pattern. I'm trying to remember. Oh, the cute 7th out there, minor 7. That was major 7, my bad. This was a really fun song. This is without a doubt the most chill song I ever heard them do. That's ever come through being suggested here on the Abbacado show. I really enjoyed it only because I was able, since I was kind of at the edge of my seat going, okay, they're going to give us some, go, do, 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 do. And instead it was just kind of a laid back kind of like ode to drink, ode to, the storyline there. The 4-chord pattern that, God, I'm trying to remember the name of that pattern. Very contemporary, very widely used in a bazillion songs and stuff. But it was almost like as if they were maybe just making a little light of themselves, if you would. I don't know, with the energy and stuff. But I dug it, man. It was so laid back and so chill that I just got so laid into it, laid back into it. And there isn't anything extraordinary to stand out for me. I mean, because they already sound phenomenal. Of course, the track's gonna sound great. The song is great, but it's just such a laid back song. Probably a nice little. I don't know where this was on that particular album, but I'm gonna hedge a guess that maybe it was somewhere in the middle. 1564. Yeah, 1564. No, you're right, Jacob. But sometimes there's names for the pattern in and of itself, and I just can't. I don't know. It's taking me a minute to get back into the swing of things here, guys. I'm just saying. That's what happens. Anyhow, I love the track. I thought it was fun. I thought it was so chill, and it put me in such a good spacey mood, kind of like the mood that he's in right there. Something is happening to my YouTube screen. Are you guys noticing that YouTube's been changing a little bit of how they play videos or screen size? Like you guys are seeing here, the screen here is being cut off. There's about this much more of the video now that's underneath it. I don't know. Did they change their IUD? I'm just saying, it's just trippy stuff. And I've also noticed the mouse overs too. A lot of things are changing. A lot of things are happening. Yeah. A lot of things are changing, man. How many of you guys tripping out on Gemini 3? Did you guys hear about that one? That's going to be nuts. Gemini 3 is the only AI now that is going to be able to, that accepts video review. You can upload a video and you can tell it, hey, can you, Turnip's going to love this. I can upload one of my shows and ask AI to make chapters out of it. It's no fun because I love the heart and the vibe and the love that Turnip puts into our chapters. I'm just saying, it's just going to be some trippy shit going out there. Okay, so it is getting a little cramped. Okay, guys, let's continue on. Who's up next? Next up is, okay, I don't know who this is. Oh, is this Jack's mom, Mom Zira? Jack Zira, are you in the house? Is this your mom making a request? I'm just saying. I'm feeling it. Ah, hey guys, Jack's mom is making a request. Hi, Mom Zira. How are you? I hope you're doing well. So we're gonna listen to some Alice Cooper, everybody. I love Alice Cooper. Alice Cooper is probably one of my most favorite artists ever, if not favorites of all time. This has been one of my favorite songs of his since it came out in 1971. Okay, for everybody else here, that would be the 1900s. For you youngins, okay, back in the 1900s. It's from their third album, but from their first hit album because of the song of I'm 18. I had the pleasure of seeing live many, many, many times over the years, and twice very recently, and the most recent starred the surviving members of the band. Okay. It was in the 60s. No, please don't say it's so. Well, the first albums were in the 60s, right? This was released in 71? I don't know. But Mom Zira, how are you? Let's go. This is Alice Cooper with the song Ballad of Dwight Fry. Alice was always such a character. He hit up on my mom once.
Mommy, where's Daddy? He's been gone for so long.
He's on vacation.
Do you think he'll ever come home?
I was gone for 14 days. I could have been gone for more. Held up in an intensive care ward. Lying
Give me that Rocky
on
Horror
the
Picture
floor.
vibes.
I was gone for all those days, but I was not all alone. I made friends with a lot of people in the danger zone. See my lonely life unfold. I see it every day. See my mind explode since I've gone away. I think I lost some weight there.
What's the other song this reminds me of?
Sure,
Oh,
I need some rest.
oh shoot.
Sleeping don't come very easy in
I
a
forget.
straight white vest. Sure,
Yeah, Walk on the
you
Wild
like to
Side
see
definitely is one of them.
that little children. She's only 4 years old. I'd give her back all of her
Why am I thinking One Tin Soldier? I don't know.
even
It's
the
not it, I don't
ones
think.
I stole. See my lonely life unfold. I see it every day.
Could you imagine being in a room with he and Frank Zappa talking about arrangements?
I want to get out of here. I want to get out of here. I've got to get out of here. I 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 got to get
He brings on the anxiety with that, that's for sure.
Let me out of here. Let me out of here. I gotta get out of here. Let me out of here. I gotta get out of here. 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 Gotta see my lonely life unfold. I see it every day. See my lonely mind explode. Blow up in my face.
It's such clean engineering for the time, too. And the messing around with a lot of the stereo stuff like this, too, is, you know, pushing those envelopes back in the day. The little creepy piano in the background, I love that.
I grabbed my hat and I got my coat and I ran into the street.
I saw a man that was choking there. I guess he couldn't breathe.
Said to myself, this is very strange. I'm glad it wasn't me. But now I hear those sirens calling, and so I am not free. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be. I didn't want to be. See my lonely life unfold. Let me alone. I didn't want to be. Don't touch me. See my lonely. My
Caught me off guard with that major chord in there.
when I've gone insane.
Man, listening to Alice Cooper, you know, there's so many things that I reflect on. One of them is, of course, he's a great abstract storytelling with his lyrics and his performance. More theatrical than, you know, even though he is carrying melodies and stuff like that. You know, obviously, it's a little more theatrical performance. It is kind of like the Rocky Horror Picture Show-esque. There's Zappa type stuff in there. There was that vibe that was truly uniquely Alice Cooper. But when I'm listening to it, I'm also listening to an era where in the back of my mind, I'm imagining the reel-to-reel rolling, you know, very minimal use of post effects on any of that stuff, you know, the dryness that you hear on the drums and stuff like that. And everything was so organic that it really, to me, it jumps off personally a little more stronger as a song, as a piece of artwork. Than if like, I wouldn't have imagined if back in the day if they would have had like, you know, cathedral reverbs, you know, emulators, like modeling reverbs and stuff like that, and put a long plate on this. You know, they could have done things to make it sound a little more, if you were to kind of look at it compared to today's engineering, you know, mysterious, if you would. but there was just something about that era that I think, for Mom's era, myself or anybody that, that relishes that sound, I relish and mustard that sound. It's just very nostalgic for me. And of course, in the back of my head, I said that earlier, that he hit up on my mom once in the 70s over at, I forgot which studio she was at. She was with my dad. My dad was doing something. He was in the next studio doing some overdubs. And I guess she was getting like coffee or something. And so mom never told my dad that. Mom told me that. Didn't want to tell your dad. He would have got pissed, But yeah, I mean, maybe I don't know what hit up on means really, but maybe said hi. It was being friendly, but Anyhow, Mom's era, thank you so much for bringing that in there. And I think this is one of the most badass things about our community here. We got the generations repping, is what I'm talking about. And the fact, Jack, that you went with Mom to the show, I mean, building the insane memories and experiences together. That's wonderful. And around music. Come on, really? Love that, guys. I do. Okay, next up. Let me see. What does it say? Ganyan style? No, that's not it. What do I have here? Ryan Resolve. Haven't seen Ryan Resolve here for a while. Ryan, are you still here, buddy? Well, no, this isn't old. Unless you've been here for the last month. Ryan Resolve wants us to check out. You had positive things to say about your previous reaction to this band. Here's a new release. I hope you like it. All right, right to the point. The name of the band is Blackshape, and the name of the song is Like the Fourth Wall. All right. What? Was that it? What the pakakin was that? What? I was like going, let's go. What are we doing? That was an internal gap scare. What the hell was that? Maybe that was a mistake. Maybe I don't know. No, that's the link that it was sent to me. That's what it is. That was incredible. Let me see. Maybe there's. Let me look it up. Maybe there was just a mislink and maybe he had it up there and thought, let me take a look at this. Like the Fourth Wall. Let's see if it's actually a thing. Okay, here we go. Blackshape, and this is a visualizer. I'm assuming this is what he wanted us to listen to, right? That's what I'm talking about. All right, guys, let's check this out. Let's restart it here. This is The Fourth Wall by Blackshape. And let's go. I'm going to start with probably the weirdest comment. But my God, those cymbals sound phenomenal. Feeling that shoegazy metal glide.
in the same pain. You don't have to hide from me. You don't have to go unseen. It's easier to disappear. I know, but please don't leave. You don't have to hide from me. You don't have to go unseen. It's easier to disappear. I know, but please don't leave. I need you here. I'll see Dying in plain sight, fighting for your life, spiraling inside, dreams and nested sighs. Smiling for your friends, crying in your bed, wishing it would end. Still, I hope you live. I see you. Show
And the reason why I'm so quiet is I'm so digging this track. Very high pad they have going on in the back there. I like that change, very nice. Nice. A little folly, genty tone to the guitars. Super badass track. But I got to tell you, my favorite part of the track actually is was the last minute and a half. It got a little more musical, got a little more darker on the tones. The major thirds that were kind of ringing out of there, out of the darkness. The approach into the song definitely caught me off guard. I was waiting to get a little more of a lift, and at the beginning, and when the ambience was really set in with the tone of the voice and everything, and so I really didn't get myself settled into any kind of, let's say, a groove or something like that. Once again, this I think was, what does it say? It was released a couple months ago, so we're also now hearing, extremely recently contemporary style engineering and techniques and stuff like that. But the emphasis definitely was on a lot of the ambience on that. I got to listen to this again though. I put this on my playlist because I want to give it a little bit of a deeper listen. I want to come back and listen to it again. But I definitely like the last minute and a half. Really, you know, dug into it. Plus, and the tones of the guitars changed as well in the darker thing. But even then, the guitars, you know, that whole, I don't know, everything to me sounds shoegazy now. I don't know why. Anytime you hear a guitar chord that rings out for the whole measure and goes right into the next thing, to me, it's just like another treatment of, or another a cross hybrid use of shoegaze or something, you know? And so, I don't know, that's just kind of how I decorate it. And I thought it was a great track. Boop-a-doop-doo. Hey, Cynthia, how are you? You pop in. Don't know if I'll get to your track today, though, so just stand by. Guys, I need to take, this is my 2-hour stop point, so I'm going to stop my hard drive for a second, take a short break. Now, I'm only going to come back for an hour. My voice is burning. I don't know why for some reason.